Zoom link or the YouTube link, and then I'll put it into Webtalk. If you want to copy that YouTube link and paste it into your newsfeed, you can do that if you want.
Okay, cool. Hold on.
And then we'll kind of show you, why you would do that and everything. So give me 1 second.
All right, I'm gonna lower you down, and let's see if I can. I should be able to go right to Webtalk. Copy that link. So I'm gonna copy that. All right, go back here. And then just go right to my home page.
Hold on 1 second. You'll go to my page. Actually, I'm going to tag you in it, so it'll come up in just a second. Let's see.
All right, let me open you back. Let's see, how can I put this? Nope. That's not what I wanted to do.
Okay. So yeah, so I tagged you, or you can just go to my newsfeed and just copy it'll say copy link. And I can actually show you that. Okay.
Okay.
You see your screen share?
Yep.
So right here where it says copy link.
Yep.
Just copy that and then go paste that into your own newsfeed.
Okay. Right, hold on. So now I just see your screen.
And while you're doing that, I do have someone that's going to try to come on about 9. I'm guessing maybe even a little bit after that. I would say that, an hour or so of us talking, I think we can answer most of your questions.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, if you want to paste that into your newsfeed so that you can start this live in yours, that would be awesome. Do you know how to do that?
Nope, I don't.
Okay. So I'll show you on my screen share, and you can do it right on your computer. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy this link.
All right. Yep.
Just click copy the link.
Yep. Hold on, right? Let me go right to. Why can't I get this?
Sorry. Right here.
All right.
Just you can click on that and say copy the link. Are you at my newsfeed?
Yep, right now, yep.
Okay. So yeah, so you can just copy that link, and then once you have that copied,
yep,
I'll show you as if I was doing it myself. I would go either to, if you see on your timeline, so if you went to your profile, on your profile that says create a post.
Yep, I'm there right now. Yep.
Yep, click on that.
Yep.
To create a post. This is going to pop up. You can say whatever you want, and then just do copy paste. So here, let me do it just so you can see what it looks like. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to copy this link. Okay, link is copied.
Yep.
I'm going to go up here. I'm going to create a post. I'm going to type whatever I want, which is blah, blah today. And then I just go copy paste. And when I do that, now that link, this live, is embedded into that post.
Okay, hopefully I did this right. Let's see if this is correct. Oh, I just lost you. Where are you? Wow. Okay, sorry, I lost your my whole screen.
Oh, okay.
It's my yeah, sorry. My internet just kind of like froze in and out. So
okay.
That I did exactly that. Okay.
And then you see this?
Yep. I have that on my screen right now. Yep.
Okay. Now, what I would do if I were you, I think you're a free user right now, right?
No, no. I'm the pro platinum. Yep.
Okay.
I did like
So
the
there's
7 day trial. Well, I did the
okay.
7 day trial because I wanted to. I didn't really know what you guys were about, and
Right. Right.
but when I
Okay.
did it, yeah, and then I just let it go into the pro platinum. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't think you probably have access to do the spotlight posts.
I do. I think I had like 20, but I believe I used them all.
Oh, okay. So you use them all. See,
I did.
here's the thing about a spotlight post. A spotlight post is going to go to every single person that's connected to you.
Okay.
So you use them, I wouldn't say like sparingly, but you do use
Well,
them
I know now.
judiciously. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
judiciously. So just leave it at public and
Okay.
hit post. Or
Okay.
if you're already connected, you might want to, hit it to your other social media. But I mean, right now, I think this is just more of you
Yeah.
kind of learning. So I would just
Yeah.
hit post and share it publicly.
Okay.
And then that should show up on your, let's see. I'll look and see if that shows up on your timeline. Not yet.
Okay. Right.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's going to show up. Oh, yep. There you go. Yep.
Hey, that
You're
was
there.
simple enough. Cool. That was easy enough. Thank you.
So see what happens is, and I'm gonna tell you something before I hit this button. If you've got your computer volume up at all right now,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like two double things. So I'm just gonna hit it real quickly just to show you what it does, and then I'm gonna pause it
Okay.
right away. So what's gonna happen is if someone sees this and you go, "Hey, I'm live right now," well, they see this and they go, "Oh, it's just a video." But if I hit this, it says live, and we're talking. Now it's going to be a delay, so that's the frustrating part is when you're doing a Zoom and then you hear like the echo, but that's what it's going to look like to anybody that's watching this right now. They can start interacting because they're hearing us talk in a little bit of a delay, but they'll start messaging and talk as if they're part of the live, which they are.
Yeah, like yesterday.
Exactly. So I'm going to
You
hit
guys
pause
were.
on that. Okay, and then I'm going to stop the share. And so first of all, just why don't you just introduce yourself and kind of what you do and what you know or think about Web Talk, and then whatever questions you have, we can start answering them.
All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Ida. Glad to be here with you guys. So I am a registered nurse. I've been in the health field for 20 some odd years. I also work with energy and different types of music. I found with, playing with different music, you can use it as an alternative to, medicine. Not to say it's the all be all, but, I'm very much into paying it forward. Um, in December of 2020, I decided to walk away from health fields completely. The job itself, only because I felt that with the mix of COVID and everything else, you just kind of lost the compassion. Like it wasn't there. It was all about, pushing the papers, it was just chaotic. But it wasn't just chaotic for health fields, right? It was chaotic for everybody in the whole entire world, you know and me personally, when I'm doing something, I don't care what it is that I'm doing. I have to love what I'm doing. If I don't love what I'm doing, I can't do it. It becomes like that every day, like, oh my god, I got to do this. And I just don't have I'm just not that kind of person. To me, I would much rather be in a very much more positive state, but I am human. At the end of the day, I have my own views. I post a lot about a lot of different things. In the morning, I tend to do more of, hey, good morning, love everyone, because who wants to wake up in the morning and be like, you don't. right? But you guys mention it a lot about, putting on the news, which I don't watch TV. So I personally could not tell you what is happening in the world aside from what I get from factual people. That's where I want to get my information from. So when you guys post links or other people post links, I'll go check it out. And if, I'm pretty educated, I can pretty much tell if, yeah, this is bullshit. So no, I don't want that, but, and I really believe in a lot of, what you guys do as well, as far as recycled knowledge, right? Because you take all this knowledge and you could be stingy, right? You could keep it all to yourself and just give it to a selected few. But I think as a human being, it's really your responsibility to give it back. It's not costing you anything. You already obtained this knowledge, so share it, so with your IEG, I think that's amazing. I think with your, with the whole, the rock sand and, growing that, I mean, it gave me, I was like, oh, I can do this with my granddaughter. This is like perfect. You know what I mean? I mean, so I just think that, um, when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, you are stronger in number. You just are. What I have found with, daily posting, and regardless of what free knowledge I've given, much like you guys yourself, right? It's difficult to, and this is my own belief, this is my own test and apply that I do on my own. When you're trying to reach a certain set of individuals, and this means no disrespect to anyone, I'm not saying you're not smart enough or anything, it's just that when you have a certain mentality and you're stuck in this, I'm going to watch this news, which I've put tests and applies, I've posted this a million times, it doesn't take long. If you listen to some positive music, I don't care what the music is, and you're in that upbeat music, and then you put the news on, and 5 7 minutes tops, just put the timer on, right? Instantly you're yelling at the TV as if the TV is going to do anything. Instead, why don't you just shift that energy and actually apply it somewhere else, wherever your skill is, wherever you are creative. For me, I use media. I use web talk, right? I want to be the person that in the morning after I do my own little thing, or I want to post, hey guys, good morning, let's be positive, whatever my positive note is, or whatever I'm feeling at that time, and that's what I like to share. If it's about investment, like the other day I posted this a few times about, for all these years, I really bought into this whole, 403B, 401k, because I personally wasn't educated enough, right? It wasn't until the last year and a half or two that I really started educating myself on investments. How do I invest? Where would I invest? And just YouTube and Google and everything else, it's free. This knowledge is free. It's not like, it's not available. Anyhow, I just feel that as far as web talk, I'm grateful for the invitation. I'll be honest. I think you got, from what I've seen so far, I really love it. I love the whole idea. I don't think that the vast majority of people get it. They don't get it. They don't see it. And I feel your frustrations when I hear you guys, because I'm like, yeah, they don't. I mean, I share this, I've posted this, and I've, told people about it, and they look at me like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go right back to here. And then I had to like pull myself back, right? After listening to you guys for a few times, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, these guys are on the same wavelength. They're still, yeah, I feel them. What's missing? And what I'm finding is that you if the individual puts themselves at a certain level and that's all they see themselves at, it's trying to really provoke that subconscious mind of an individual and say, hey, okay, you're complaining about X, Y, and Z, but I don't see you doing anything about it. But you'll sit there and complain about it. You know what I mean? No, I don't want to pay for web talk, right? I don't believe in all of this. You don't believe that you can get paid to do what you're doing, right? So you're telling me that your time is invaluable, is what you're telling me, because that's how I feel, right? Um, and I'm not saying right now I'm making this great fortune, but I wasn't making anything before, and I didn't feel a part of anything before either. You know what I mean? So, and that I think is a great component to Web Talk, because now I'm not just on this social media platform, right? For myself, I know why I'm using it. You know, I want to give back. This is my way of giving back when I do post and I give out this information, just much like you guys do, you know, just on a different concept, right? Um, so yeah. So I do have a few questions for you guys. So web talk. So I want to know, what's the incentive really, um, between a free user, right, and a pro platinum? Because from what I'm seeing on my end, it seems that the benefits are much the same. Now I know in the long run, I'm sure it will not be, is what I'm guessing. But if the incentives are the same, then it really gives no, it doesn't give the free user the incentive to go platinum. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because
Hmm.
I mean, if, do you know what I mean? If I went to
Hmm.
Wendy's, or I went to, some restaurant and got a burger, and I'm going to get it for the same price, well, then I'm going to go to the upscale place, because I'm going to pay for this. I'm getting the same deal.
Okay, so let me answer that question for you, because that's a I mean, that's a great question to say, because some people will say that exact thing. They'll say, well, what is, oh shoot, I'm just going crazy. Okay, can you see? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay, so what's the difference? Well, here's the way I look at
Okay.
it. Just in this part, in the ad rewards, if I join for free, which is great, join for free. Okay, you can see here I made 46 cents. Now, is that gonna am I gonna leave my job for that? No.
No.
Now let's say it gets to $100 even. Am I gonna leave my job for that? Not at all. Okay. If you look here, I have 82 people on my first level. Let's just say none of them upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still free. I don't have 5 levels, and I'm just using WebTalk. So
Okay.
let's say, let's jump ahead, because, or look at it right now at 46 cents. If all of us were making 46 cents in a
Yeah, but
month,
you're talking at Web Talk Live. I mean, Web Talk now. You're
yeah,
not talking like
yeah,
in a few
yeah.
years,
So let me
but
let me
now.
let me show you the difference. If I say to you, okay, look, we're all making, let's just even it. We're all making 50 cents.
Okay.
Well, if I'm free and I make my 50 cents and 82 people make 50 cents, that's 40. So I went from 50 cents to $40, or $4, right? Wait, 50 cents,
Yeah,
right?
maybe more than
84,
that. Yeah.
maybe 40, right? It'd be $40. Okay. Do you see how big of a jump that is in just one level with just 50 cents? So now what I say is, look, when you look at these levels and how much action and much activity and things that will go on in these 5 levels, you won't be able to comprehend it right now. See, that's the thing, is people, like you say, when you talk to people and say, look, at some point, everybody's going to be making $100 a month. I mean, I don't believe that you can't.
No, I don't. I personally think, and this is my own vision, this is where I see web talk going, only because of the multitude of platforms you have available, that um I don't have to go to any other platform. I personally use and share Mine's really because Facebook and Twitter and all that, that's free advertising for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Truly, I
Mm-hmm.
get to say, hey, look, here's Web Talk. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I'm not paying
Mm-hmm.
for that. So
Right.
I look at it like, you know what? All this time you would taken all, I'm not even gonna go there. That's a whole nother thing.
So
So as far
so
as the free, going back to the free and the
right.
platinum, to me as
So
a pro platinum, I still look at it as, well, it really doesn't give an incentive still because you still have it's I don't know.
well,
I
here
think if
let
you're
me
gonna come
explain
on
that.
and just for the
Let me
social,
answer your question, and then if it doesn't, if I don't answer it correctly, then we'll talk a little bit more.
okay,
Just in this little section,
yeah,
just in posting and commenting and being on a news feed,
hmm,
just that. When you look at this and say, okay, right now it's at 46 cents and it jumps all the way up to uh, $3
hmm.
in that five level. I mean, that's a massive amount of difference, a percentage of value. So let's say now this is at 100 and three is almost, this is what, almost six times more?
But this, you what you're pointing at, still it still applies for either or is this just for platinum?
Well, this right here, the level one and the U, that's if you were free.
Okay,
If you were free, you get the level, and then whoever's on your level one gets that much, and then you get 100% of that.
okay.
It's the two, three, four, and five. So if you take even $100 and multiply it by six, by this level, that's $600. Well, if you think about most people in this world, if you make $500 to $600 extra a month, that saves you from poverty level.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm just saying,
Right.
like,
So what I'm saying is you're trying to say, okay, what's the value between the pro and the basic? Well, that's it. You're going to have a ton of people at some point in your life making you money all day long and all night long. That's just, it's going to happen because if you look at who follows or who, joins or whatever, all that stuff is valuable. Now, let's look at the next part. If I go down here, and this is the same thing. I mean, if someone purchases in your five levels, you can have, I say I have someone who I don't know who this person is, but they're from Australia and they just gave me 20 bucks this month. Well, next year they're going to give me 20 bucks in January because you're crazy if you were to stop upgrade, like stop your upgrading and lose your five levels, that would be nuts. I don't see very many people, the product that is here, people aren't going to just stop. So now I know that I can bank on the fact that I'm going to make $20 next January, guaranteed. That's at five levels. That's in the other side of the world. I don't know who this is. This isn't my friend. This isn't someone I went and talked to and got signed up. Somebody went and talked to somebody who talked to somebody who talked to somebody else. That's the kind of the long-term look here. What's the difference now? Right now, where the tiers are at, it says you will have access to any revenue sharing that's right now or that comes. Well, now anybody who travels is going to start using this site. Those travel fees and stuff go into a pot. Same thing. I'm going to get money from Australia because this guy's going to take a trip someday.
so I
You
guess
know
that's
he is.
where my question would come in. So does the free member still get access to what's coming? Okay. See, I
No,
didn't
no.
know
So
that.
the free member only gets
That you in the level one, and that's it.
doing the level one, and they get minimal. They get the ad rewards. Okay, this is where it gets big. Is the marketplace? Same thing. Another pot
And
of
see, I
money.
didn't know that's what I didn't know. I
Yeah.
assumed, but when I looked at it, I was like, so okay, what's the incentive
Mm-hmm.
if they're both get
Mm-hmm.
this? I'm like, okay, so maybe that's
Right.
why they're not joining. Do it. I mean, I'm seeing the longer vision. I'm saying, wow, this is only 2 years old, and they've got all of this. And then, like I said, I'm on this platform at different times because my whole work schedule is that way.
Right.
I work at different times. So,
Right.
um, yeah, I don't know.
Well, and then And so that's the big part between
Okay.
the pro users and the basic users. The basic users are going to make revenue, but it's not going to be as easy. What you're going to have to do as a basic person, you're going to have to go and find 10,000, 20,000 people.
To
And
even
you don't have to per se, but if you want to start making other people's money on that first level, you're going to have to hand out your link a lot. Now, what I say to people, and I truly believe this, for every person that you sign up personally with your link, to me, that's going to be at least 1,000 people in your 5 levels, at least. Because there's no way that one person is going to sign up and you explain it to them and they actually use it and they go, nah.
you know what's that's what's blowing my mind, to be honest with you, right?
Well,
Some of the
here's
people that have actually signed up, and I've actually like walked them through the whole process of enrolling them, right? Because some of
Mhm.
them are like, oh my God, this is so many steps. And I'm like, okay, give me
They
five
did the
minutes.
same thing
And
in
I,
Facebook. They did the
because
same
you
thing
know
in
what, if it is
Instagram.
not intimidating to them, and
Mhm.
that's going to be the barrier, then it is my responsibility because
Yep,
I'm saying to them,
yep,
hey, you really need to come and check out this platform,
yep,
you know?
yep.
So yeah, it still blows my mind. So what I'm finding is these individuals, and like I said, I'm not discriminating, so please, anyone out there, it's not personal, it's just fact.
Hmm.
um you're caught in this mindset of, oh, like, Tim, you actually say this all the time, and I actually sit on the other side and laugh, because I do find that it's funny, um, in a fun way, I suppose I should say, um, that they are stuck in this mentality that it's COVID, poor me, entitlement. Oh my God, bitch and complain, but won't do a darn thing to change it. Even when the bread is handed in the hand and say, hey, you're no longer hungry. I'm feeding you, right? You're feeding these individuals all this information. And I think that, you know, you will come and eventually they'll be like, oh my God, I think it was sort of like, when Facebook first came
Hmm.
and Snapchat first came. And so, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But the disadvantage that, and I say this to people, like, you're not going to just get on Web Talk. This is invitation only. So if you don't get an invitation, guess what? You're not getting on.
Well, that's kind of true. As it is in beta, the invitations are the thing that gets you in. When people download it, I'm pretty sure even now, if people download it and don't have a referral, you can still join now
Well,
without a
see, I didn't
referral.
know that. I was under the assumption
Um,
that it was.
yeah, and so that's the thing is you do want to give people your link so they're connected to you, but
Mhm.
people will start joining Facebook or Web Talk without
It's just like,
a referral link.
okay.
Which is great. I mean that's the thing is this has been sitting there for people to put work in to get their base, what we've said, and then all of a sudden when the app goes live and everything's cool and it's super public and no more beta and people are coming in, they're going to join and they're going to be part of Web Talk and they're not going to be connected to anybody, but they're going to be making somebody revenue, which is every single person who is in Web Talk. So there is that. And here's what I tell people. And I've told people, a lot of people, this, and it has I think it's almost 100% that it's worked out. I say, look, you're going to tell all kinds of people, you're excited, you get it. People aren't going to get it, but there's going to be that one person that gets it, and they're going to go tell a ton of people, and they're going to bring in a huge following. And by huge following, let's say 500 people. Because to me, once again, if you have 500 people that get it, each one of them are going to go in their 5 levels. They'll have 1,000 people easily. So 500 times a thousand is 50,000 people. It will happen. It's not going to happen overnight because, like you said, when Facebook came out,
Right.
people went, "Well, I have MySpace. Why would I need this Facebook thing?" and no one got paid. See, here's the difference is once people really truly understand that they see your dashboard growing, because when someone looks at it in the States and says, oh, you made 46 cents, they go, eh. If someone in Kurdistan sees 50 cents, they go, wait a minute, I need to check this out. Because if I can make 50 cents this month, what do I need to do to make
See, I
$100
think that's
next
where
month?
the gap is. Like, that's an oxymoron, right? This is how I look at it. Before I was doing this, absolutely, just because of the pure, sure joy of what I love to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have any incentive other than what I love to do, right?
Right.
Um, and now I was offered a platform where it says, hey, we have all of these things, and we yet these areas are yet still to come. And we're going to give you a piece of this pie just because you're doing what you're doing. You can do it as a social, you can do it as business, you can do whatever it is on this platform. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
be honest, some of the things that I post are, to maybe to some people's likings. But you know what? I like the fact that it wasn't removed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was allowed to express myself, you know. And I think that's key. Where a lot of these other platforms, you're not. Your stuff gets
Right.
removed, they delete it, they'll exit out, they'll whatever, you know what I
Right.
mean? And I think
Right.
that that's real unique to Web Talk,
Yep.
you know.
It really is. And it's a process. I mean, it really is a process. And it's a, everyone's since the beginning of social media, and I'll show my age. When I started first using social media, when it first came out and we were first getting used to the internet, you know, since that very beginning, no one has shown people that they'll give you 50% of their earnings. And I'm not talking just social media. Do you work at a job where you have the option of making 50% of that business's money? Not one job has ever offered that. So this is a conditioning that has been in here in people's minds for years. And when you say, this company says they're going to pay out 50% to the users, that instantly people go, that's a lie. There's no way that's going to happen. How and people say to me, how can people be successful if they give 50% away of their earnings? And I say, well, do you even know what Facebook makes in a month? They say, no, I don't. Well, everybody in Facebook is worth about $3 to $5, which means that 2 billion people are making Facebook around $6 billion every month. Well, do you think they'd be okay with only 3 billion a month? Yeah, they would be fine. They're not going to go under by only 3 billion. And what would happen is if everybody was getting a piece of $3 billion, you don't think that they would try harder to get even more people in?
Well, so for me, for my perspective, I think the money pot is the for me, the money pot is the bonus.
Oh yeah.
I'll be honest,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that the platform itself offers like live chats, the educational classes, a lot of different information. I think, and it's free. That's the key thing. That
Well,
it,
and see here's the thing.
I,
Here's the thing.
I love
When you
knowledge, so I'm
when you
all up.
say when you say free, and we say free, we didn't say nothing done. We say you don't have to pull money out of your pocket and hand
Right,
it to some.
right.
But what you need to do is you need to interact, you need to follow, you need to support. So that's what's the difference is everything isn't free. It's I'm going to give you a service and you're going to start following me in Web Talk and you're going to start connecting me with other people in Web Talk and we're all going to support each other. So at some point, what I'm doing is going to start generating revenue for myself so that I can earn what I truly feel like I deserve. And that's what you're saying. When you say people don't understand who they are and what they're worth, you're exactly right. Because what's going to happen, and this is a huge goal for me. What's going to happen is at some point a teacher is going to come into Web Talk and I'm going to say, how much do you want to make per month? and they're going to say $1,000, $2,000,
Because,
$10,000,
but
and I'm
this
going
is,
to say, look, this is what you can do. This, and this every month, and you will make that salary.
and that, see, and so, and I guess I'm looking at it from a different point of view as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're reaching out to someone who um struggled most of their life, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for me, so like I said, this money part of the web talk, that's a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
The education, because I know what education costs. So when someone's educated and they're providing an education, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it, and you're not having to pay for that, you're recycled. You're all right. So you're taking your time, you're recycling it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're providing that. So that's free. So to some people, just the education alone is valuable.
Right. Well, here's another level to that. When we talk to people in other countries or wherever, we say, okay, how much does it cost for a tutor every hour? Most of them will say the average is anywhere from like $15 to $20. Well, if you think about, I can go to WebTalk and every hour I'm saving $15 to $20, but I'm interacting with people from around the world that are teaching me English.
Or on the other end, like you guys, you're taking time out of your day,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
You're having to rearrange your day, right? And you're providing a service. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's
And that's the thing. That's what's so funny right
it's
now
not just the
is
money.
I know
I
that people
guess
that
is what
I've
I'm trying to
helped
say.
are making way more money in Web Talk than I am right now because we have strategically placed them so that they could be successful because I know I'll be successful. I
Amen.
don't need the money right now.
That's what I mean. Like,
I'm
right,
okay.
right, exactly. So
But
I
I
guess
do
that's what I'm trying
want
to say.
I
It's
want the money on the other end when it really starts going. Because when you can show people that there are people in this world that are right now making almost their salary in Web Talk already, and it's still in beta, that's pretty powerful. And there's not a ton of people in Web Talk yet. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to
no,
make
no. I
five
mean, like
hundred
I said,
dollars
I
in
believe
a
you
month
guys.
in Web Talk. It is not going to be that hard.
No, because we'll
Does it take,
look back in this, a year or two from now, and we'll be laughing about this moment, saying,
oh,
we've
oh
been
yeah.
trying to tell these people.
Well, look at on the screen right here. Just with what I've got, 5,133, and let's see, 600. So 600, affiliates, people that have completed their enrollment. I could stop right now with those 600, and they're all in my 5 levels. And if I can get all 600 of them to make $500 a month, I would be just fine.
In the long scheme of things, like let's just say, in the future, I think what people are missing as well, like I think people are looking at just the present and the now, right? But
Mm-hmm.
just like you just said, right? These levels go, you get all these referrals. If you get hundreds of thousands over a period of time, guess what? You get to pass this over to your kid.
Well,
So on,
not only
you
do
know
you
what
get
I
to
mean?
pass it
So I
over to
don't
your
think
kid, you get to make a page for your kid. And they can start doing. We have kids on here who this is a once again, for the people that are listening, this is talking through you to everybody else. Once again, we have kids who are 8 years old teaching classes. We have kids who are 14 years old interacting in live events all the time. Now, they are using their parents' accounts. Their parents have signed up. We have kids who are in like Grant's classes. He has like 30, 40 kids that come and do a class with him almost every single day. But their parents are right next to them, being part of the program. They know what's going on. They know who Teacher Grant is. They know it's a safe environment. They know that the Zoom is a secure Zoom. They know all this. So kids are already in here doing things in Web Talk. And if you don't understand that kids are the ones that actually get this compared to the silly adults, The kids, when I
Oh,
hold
no.
up my app in front of my classroom and I hold up the dashboard and I say, tell me what your social media does for you. The first thing they do, how do I sign up? Well, you go home, you talk to your parents, you have them sign up, um, and you can use it, but use all of your parents' information. Your parents have to sign up. It has to be legit. You have to be 18 or over, or your parent creates something and you start using it. And by the time these kids who are 8 or 14, when they're 18, they're going to have massive amounts of people in their 5 levels, and then they just switch it over to them.
That's what I'm talking about. Like in the longevity,
Hmm.
like you've got this beautiful site going on, right? And you're like, okay, and you literally could just pass it on, and this could be then whoever, whoever's job.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
And
is
you can
Tim
do that.
there?
Like he said
I
that
was
you can actually like will this and move this into different family members. That is a thing that you can actually do.
is Tim there? I'd like to ask him.
No, he I think he
No?
has a class. I think he popped out.
Okay.
You can ask me if
The
maybe I can answer.
IEG, yeah, the IEG.
Hmm.
How does one go about doing that in their own community?
Well, so what we did is, Tim had been doing this for a few years beforehand, kind of building this community of students and learners. And then we started talking and, he kind of told me like what he's doing. And I said, oh, this is incredible. This is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to, in my world, create like the best school system ever. And part of that was you need to interact with people from around the world. If you only interact with your teacher who's at your town, you're never going to learn the vast majority of knowledge that you truly need. And so, to say, well, how can you use in your community? It's very simple. IEG is more of a mindset than like, oh, you have to be part of this group. IEG to me and to Tim is an idea of anybody anywhere can be a teacher and anybody anywhere can learn.
Right, true.
And so when we say, oh, they're teacher, blah, 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 it doesn't mean that they have a certificate. Obviously, some teachers on here do have certificates and are, certified teachers.
Yeah, but I think life experience
Mm,
alone
hmm.
can
Yeah,
master anyone to become a
yeah.
teacher.
So to be something in your community, and the thing is as WebTalk grows, I believe that IEG will be a even bigger name within communities, because what we'll do is we're building a community around the world. There's going to be, and I know that this sounds sometimes crazy to people, but at some point you will be able to walk into a business anywhere in the world that that business is at, and just hold up your phone and say, I'm an IEG member in WebTalk, and they're going to say whatever you want is free. That's a goal, because what's going to happen is if a business comes in and says, I'm part of IEG, 70 countries plus countries now, 70 plus countries are going to interact with those posts, are going to support that company wherever in the world it may be. So if you think of like a hotel, when we talk about the travel group, well, let's say we have 1,000 people in our travel group, and we go to a hotel and say, look, we're going to show you how much money we can make at your hotel for the next 3 days. And then if you think it's enough, you can be part of IEG, and we'll start supporting you and building revenue for you. And then the next time that a group of people comes through that's from IEG, you're going to just give them the hotel room because you've made so much revenue off of interaction and posts.
But going back to the IEG, so when you're talking about teachers, are you talking about? So I know that they don't necessarily have a teacher's degree. But
Mhm.
what are they teaching?
Whatever they want,
Okay, that's what I wanted to.
whatever they want.
That's what I'm missing on the.
And that's the thing is, let's say you're a nurse, you actually like medical things,
Yep,
but you probably don't love grammar.
I don't.
Exactly. I'm an English teacher and I don't like grammar. There are some English teachers that love teaching grammar, and I don't. So what do? I teach the things that I like. I like to travel. I like to talk about travel. I like to show people,
Okay.
pictures and things that I've done with traveling, and give that experience. That's teaching. But it's also people are learning English because they're having conversations. Someone could get on and say, hey, I have this medical thing that I don't want to go to the doctor for because it's too much money. I don't have that. Can anybody tell me XYZ? Oh yeah, let's do a live. We'll do it privately, not a problem. I'll talk to you about it. You have taught them something. It's innovative education global.
I had never heard it before
Oh,
until
it's
that's
us.
why I'm
We've
asking about
created
it,
it.
because up until Web Talk, that's why
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, what is IEG? Because
And that's the beauty of it, is we have created this thing that is an entity within WebTalk, and sometimes people almost think that WebTalk and IEG are like a partnership. It's not. IEG is just a name to connect people. It really is. But it's becoming so big that it's becoming an entity within itself. And the goal, it will be, a major business at some point. And that's the beauty of it. The simplicity of it is what you want to do is you want to be part of IEG because IEG people help you so much.
well, yeah, I mean, we're talking a vast um, amount of knowledge and experience from a lot
Everywhere,
of different, right? I mean, so
everywhere.
that's like walking into
And
a
see, and
library.
see, that's the thing is I think you were watching the live where we were talking to Antonina, and she asked, how can I explain to someone in Iraq what bank they can use or how they can connect and do all this? And while we were speaking in a live event, people started posting, here's a link to this, here's what this is, here's this bank, here's this. All that education came in so that she could walk away and go talk to this
Yeah,
person
and I think
with,
that that's
with full
amazing.
knowledge.
So that's mainly what most of your live talks are, about 8 o'clock every night.
Yeah, most of the time, like if I get on, it's probably gonna be around 9 o'clock. I tend to do stuff at night because I have kids and long days and stuff, and so I try to do stuff at night. Sometimes if there's time during the day, I will as well. Tim is on all the time. He really
And
is.
now, but
Um,
he's on all the time. So, oh, okay, because I didn't know. I thought he said maybe around 8. No, is that
yeah,
usually?
I mean, most of the time he gets
Because
on in the evening as well.
I'm trying to like change my schedule so that I can be more
Hmm.
active. Because I mean, I think that that's great. And if
Right.
there was
Well,
a
and
question that I
here's the
could
other
answer,
part.
I would definitely throw it out.
You
I
can
throw
create your own live.
I could, I
It's
could.
not easy. It's not easy to kind of step into that idea of like, hey, I'm going to go live and be able to do it. If if you watch videos from before when I started kind of doing these live events, you know it's a little quirky at first, but now, after doing it so much, I love it because every time I get on, somebody is coming in and commenting, somebody is coming in and sharing some sort of information. Who knows what it's going to be? Most of the time someone just comes in and asks questions, whether it be about web talk or whether it be about anything else. And here we are, right now. I got the screen share, I'll show you. So I can look at this right now. I'm positive there's information coming in right now. So let's see what people are saying. So this is what's crazy. All these people are watching this live. They're being part of it. They're talking. Somebody might even ask a question. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So here's what'll kind of blow your mind. First comment. This is Vietnam. So someone in Vietnam is listening to this right now.
Okay, cool.
Next thing, Florida. Here's a Florida. Now here's something that I'm gonna tell you right now that I cannot stand, and I will delete this comment, but I'm going to explain why. Because
Okay.
this person probably was told incorrectly. Um, People are trying to do things that kind of mess with the system, and I don't like these comments because I know what that there's people behind it that are showing people incorrectly. Because what we've said is we've said you should have hashtags. You should create hashtags. But a hashtag needs to be something that is worldwide, that is something big, like a sports team, or like our IEG travel. It's going to turn into something bigger. What these hashtags are here is that what they want to do is they want to get their little group of people, and then they try to get other people to join in, to click on this. It's going to send them to their link, and then you're going to comment and you're going to put your little hashtag. This is only for like the day or the month. I don't think that this is going to help WebTalk grow. If I thought it would in the future, I would agree with it. Now, what do I do agree with it right now is they are generating revenue for themselves, which is fine. But I don't like these kind of comments. I don't like the nices. I don't like the goods. I like people that are listening
And
and
then
interacting
acting, yeah.
and making it value. And even when they say something like, hey, good evening from Maine, I'm watching, that means that Terry right now is doing what Terry does best. She's listening. She might throw in some comments. She might even throw in a link of something that we're talking about, and see, this is the difference. People will put in links of, like we were talking about GeoAg, and I saw you posted it. Rosemarie put a link in and said, hey, this is what I did. You copied that link and put it into your post on your newsfeed and said, hey guys, here's some information about GeoAg.
I think
I
that's
don't really,
amazing.
yeah, I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna show you this link. You're gonna click on it. Now it sends them over to her post. What's gonna happen? They might comment on it. They might go through her newsfeed. Now they're supporting her because you took her information, which she gave to you, to or anybody, to use to generate activity, to learn, and now you've supported her. That to me is what people need to do. This
Yeah.
right here, this particular kind of comment doesn't support anybody. It doesn't even make sense. So Ahmad, I know that you're listening to this, and Ahmad Zayed, what I would do is probably try to get onto a live with us and ask us how to do this correctly. And that is the only reason why I would delete this. Okay. So I just don't want people to think that this is like our group. We don't do it like this. We do things to support each other, to support the bigger picture, and to support Web Talk and RJ's vision. That's what we're here for. I'm not, and you can look at my dashboard compared to other people's. We're not here to just grab money for ourselves. We're here to support people. And at some point, the money will happen. I'm not saying I don't want money. I do. But I'm here to support people. All right. So then we have, you know how you said that you were frustrated and talking to people and frustrated? Well, Rania and I have had many a conversation where he's just blown away that people don't get it. And I said, look, I've been doing stuff with WebTalk for 4 years, and I don't understand why the 1 million upgrades didn't go in the first week. I don't understand that. I don't understand that we're still at tier B, and people, oh, when the app comes out, well, then I'll do something. Well, the app's been out. What have you done? Nothing. Because like you said, everyone's got this. They've got this little golden nugget sitting in their hand, and they're going to go, no, it's not good enough. But yet they're going to go out to the bar this weekend. They're going to get hammered, or it's pandemic, so maybe they're just going to order in some drinks. They're going to get hammered at their house. They're going to pass out on the couch. They're going to do it again tomorrow night, and they're going to spend $150 this weekend doing that. Now, is that bottle of alcohol going to start paying them 50%
Even
every time someone buys another bottle?
and I can
No.
see your point from that point. I can even like, and even from a different perspective, like even if there was no drink involved or anything like that, when I explained this to my best friend, right? Because she's like, Ida, why are you on this one talk? And I love her deal. Like she's anyhow. And when I explained it to her, now she knows I invest, like I buy and sell stocks. I love it, right? So that's how I explained it to her. I said, you know that I like to invest, Becky, right? And she says, yeah. I said, okay, think about this. This is a brand new platform, right? I said, it's only been out for a few years. I said, it's the only platform I've ever come across that shares any of their profits with their members. I'm like, you're on Facebook. Does it pay you? I said, no, but you know what? They're generating money off of you, right? I said, now I'm on here. I get to use this platform for everything that I want, socially, what I do for a living, because I put my profile up there, I said, and if I invest this much money, if I'm paying $200 a year now, and it's grown and it continues to grow and it's going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing. I said, so that $200 eventually is not only going to pay for itself, but I now eventually I'm going to make a profit. So is it really costing me $200? No. Is it costing me that now? Yeah. But is it going to cost me that in the future? No.
But
So
there are
that's how I
people,
look at it at an investment. To me, this is an investment. If you're going to
right,
do this anyway, and
right.
it's COVID, and you ain't going to tell me that you're outside jogging and all of that, because I go walking every day. And not to say that people aren't out there, but there is very minimal.
Right. Well, and then you can also use another philosophy with that. If you look at these 5 levels, see all these people, think of them as stock.
Oh, that's how I explained it. I said, this is
Mm-hmm.
my investment. I'm like, I'm going to put some money into this like I would if I was, if I had researched a stock or whatever. And I was like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Yep, this is the one I want. Oh, I'm going to
Yep.
transfer some money and I'm going to invest it in here. And it's my choice as how long I want to keep it in there. Do I want to be a day trader, right? Do I want to
Right.
swing that day, or am I going to keep this? Now, this is a platform myself, like I said, I envisioned it as, this is something I'm going to keep for a long time. This is something I want to pass down from generation to generation,
Mm-hmm.
because it's going to continue to, you know, let's face it, internet isn't going anywhere. Social media isn't going to go anywhere. It's already the everyday life. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not on Facebook and, not really engaging your mind, in which most people don't, right? Less people read or tap into the mind to teach themselves something, which is the perfect opportunity right
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm.
because it is COVID and you do have all this free time, you know. Um, and it's amazing when people are like, oh, you're doing X, Y, and Z, and where do you get the motivation? And I'm like, okay, before COVID, I was like this. I'm still, I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing is, um, I think a one way to look at it is, some people, all you're gonna do is say, hey, you should follow me on WebTalk. Well, what's WebTalk? Oh, it's just this new social media platform that I use. I use it way more than the other ones, and that's the conversation. Other people, you say, look, do you want to make money? And it's a completely different conversation, because most people, when they join TikTok, they didn't join it for the money. Most people didn't. Now, there are people that were very smart and said, oh, we're doing this to make money. There are people that can make $20,000, $30,000 per post. Now, when you start thinking about that, and let's think about that, if in TikTok it takes me 3 million people to follow me, I get enough publicity, I get verified, whatever, people start paying me, TikTok gives me a little bit of money, whatever, I start making $20,000 a post. Am I going to say I'm cool with doing one post every month? Or am I going to try to do like 2 or 3 posts in a
Right,
day?
right.
So what we can do is we can say, look, at some point, a live event is going to generate $20,000. Do you think that I'm going to go, I'm just going to do one live event this month? Heck no. I'm going to do a live event in the morning. I'm going to do a live event at night. I might wake up at 3 a.m. and do a live event. Because if I know that every time I do that, that's what I'm getting. But think about this. Somebody else in your 5 levels on the other side of the world is thinking the same thing. So while you take a little nap, they're up doing their 3, 4, $20,000 posts.
But see, that's where I think that's where the gap lies, right? Because when you start talking, and I guess I should say, with it's been my experience, when it's the minute I start talking levels, I've lost them. It's
Yep.
almost like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
you either have a mindset where you you're aware. You have this, you either you have this awareness about life,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you have these blinders because and let's face it, we have been programmed for years.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're trying to do is unprogram people's thinking and say,
Yep.
hey, you've been brainwashed.
Yep.
You
And
know,
that's the thing is, do you think that one conversation in 15 minutes is going to change someone's 20-year program? No.
it's going to take a long.
Because what they're going to say is they're going to say, oh, it's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme. You're going to hear that numerous times. Well, why don't you go over to Facebook, look at how many people are using it, and look at how many people are making money. Their pyramid scheme is about this tall. You and everyone else in the world, Zuckerberg and his little pals, and maybe some investors above that.
Yeah, and
That's your pyramid scheme. It's done. But
and,
you're
and
okay doing that.
on the side of humanity, though, what's really sad is the fact that these types of individuals, if they don't change their mind shift, they're going to fail.
No, and that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of Webtalk. To me, Webtalk is going to change business from around the world, because what's going to happen? Everybody that works at Amazon that busts their butt every single day, taking packages here and there and everywhere, and they know that their boss is making, $9 billion months, and he still doesn't want to, maybe give $1 billion of that out in bonuses. And then someone walks up to them and says, hey, instead of walking around and driving around all day carrying boxes for someone who makes $9 billion, why don't you start posting every day, going out and talking to all the people that you go and drop packages off every day? Hey, do you like me as a delivery person? Yeah.
Not even that, not even just the posting. The fact that we're in an epidemic, you have the opportunity on this platform, even if you don't want to be social and you're trying to start up a startup business, people, like, it would cost you a lot of money. All you have to do is get on this page. Everything is already set up. All you have to do is fine tune what it is that you're selling, or you're teaching, or posting, or whatever. It would cost people thousands of dollars to try to put up his own page. Truly, right? So you're given an opportunity to use your time. Why allow COVID to inhibit your life when you have an opportunity to actually try anything? If you've ever thought about, you know what? I think I'm really, like you said, I can knit, and I know a few different things. I mean, they're doing it on YouTube. But are you interacting with anybody on YouTube? No. It's a share. It's a video that you create and you share. And then if you go back and you check your comments, great. But on here, I get a little bit of everything, right? I get to post my live video if I want to. I get to interact. I get to do my business, get my clients, you know. I guess we could go on and on and on, and I'm sure
Oh yeah,
you guys
and here's
talk about this all the time, and it's
right.
just, yeah.
Oh, it's what I always think is funny is, and people who have watched numerous videos, when someone new comes on that really gets it, they're saying everything that you're saying. They're already saying that. Everyone's already said that. But I'll listen to it. Why will I listen to it? Because there's going to be 20 more people that are going to listen to this that didn't listen to the last one. And maybe, just maybe, they're going to hear what I've been saying and what Tim's been saying over and over again. And
That's funny, because that's what I say when I'm continuously posting. They're like, Ida, no one did it, and it's like, I'm like, you don't understand.
mm-hmm.
One voice, can make
here's
a
a really cool thing that'll make sense. Today in class, I was teaching multiple perspectives, and there's a little picture that I put up, and it's two people looking at like a drawing. It's like a drawing, but it's like a cartoon. And one side says 3, the other side says 4. And if you count it, on this side, it looks like 4, and on this side, it looks like 3 things. And this person says 4, this person says 3. And I say, look, if these two people just switch places, they would completely agree with each other. But when they keep standing on the opposite end, you know that you're right. They know that they're right because they've been scammed before, because they've never seen this before. This 3 that you're showing them has never been in society, in social media. It's never been there. Show me it and I'll go to join that one too. It's not there. So on their side, they say there is no way that this is true because on this side, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the only people that make money are these people with massive followings. And you say, you don't even need to tell someone and you're going to start making money. And they say, no. And you say, yes. And they say, no. And you can sit there and do this all day long.
Yeah, but that's also the mentality of society. Even if you were to take social platform away, right? What's going on in the world today,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh.
You're trying to change someone's mentality and saying, you know what? I don't really know why you're watching that news. You could do something else with your time. You probably wouldn't have high blood pressure. You probably wouldn't be angry. You probably wouldn't be yelling at the kids right now, or whatever. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then I think that's the part that can be frustrating because that's you're hearing all these new people saying the same thing over and over, and and it's being posted live, which is great, you know. But I think that if you guys keep just doing what you're doing and everybody just on Web Talk keeps supporting one another, because I think that's the other thing. I think that some people get on Web Talk and they just kind of kick their feet back and say, okay, well, I just post a couple of things and I'm doing my rightfully duty. Well, guess what? I bet you if I went on your old page, on your old platform, you were posting a whole lot more than that.
Well, I mean, we had someone come on and say, "Well, I posted something in Facebook and got 9,000 views, but I post something in Web Talk and only 5 or 10 people viewed it." And I said, "Yeah, but they made those 5 or 10 people made you way more money than the 9,000 did."
And I guess it depends, like myself, like when I post things, is it great if somebody leaves you a comment? Yeah, because it gives you feedback, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
did they really relate to this or not? Am I really looking for that 1,000 likes? Great if I get it, but if I don't, I know when someone went down that post, they seen it. I'm loud. I say what I have to say. Whether you want to put your comment on there or not is irrelevant to me. If it
Mm-hmm.
if it touched someone that day on at that time, better. That was my whole point of me posting what I posted.
And here's the reality of that. If you look at your screen right now, in the time that we've talked, 5 comments, 7 shares, 32 views, 20 emojis. That means that 32 people are either listening to this right
And they
now,
can relate.
they're listening to it and getting information. They are posting, people are talking, and this and why I go and kind of go through this every once in a while is because I want people to know that I'm actually looking at what they've posted. So when you look here and I know that Daniel's listening, I know he's listening. He's a smart guy. He doesn't have to jump in the Zoom every time. He doesn't have to his face doesn't have to be there, but he's listening and he's putting in information. He says, everyone teach whatever they're good at. We just talked about, and this is what we were talking about. What do you teach? Anything you want. Degree or no degree, they'll help you and treat you like family. This is IEG's goal, to help out the people around the world.
And I think that's amazing. I'm
And like I
down.
said,
I'm willing to
IEG,
change my whole schedule just to because I think that that's a beautiful thing. I really
mhm,
do. I think that if we don't help one another, if you're gonna wait for your government, and I don't care what country that you live in, guess what? You're gonna be starving, honey.
mhm, yeah, and that's what that's what's really cool about you asking about IEG. IEG is a name, IEG is kind of a thought. IEG is kind of let's get people to kind of form around something and kind of connect in a certain way. But IEG is going to be massive.
I just think it's beautiful. I think it's a wonderful thing that like-minded people are willing to get together and share their knowledge, right? Recycle knowledge is what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. You're saying,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you know what? Here you go. I know a little bit about this or whatever. And if we don't, and as humanity, help one another, we're not leaving much of a future for our children. There won't be.
No,
There
no.
will not be a future for our children. And I
Oh,
know
speaking of
some
which,
people don't even get it. And it's sad if they don't get it. Because people just really need to wake up.
right. Hold on a second. I want to show you something. Hopefully, give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. I have it muted on mine. Oh wait, hold on a second. Let's see. You were saying, hey, I think I could do geoag with my granddaughter. Hopefully you can hear this. You were saying, hey, I think I could do geoag with.
Okay, Levi, what is this called?
A geoag.
Geoag, and what are we gonna do?
Plant some plants.
Plant some plants. Good. So we're putting some rocks. Okay, Levi, we put sand in the bottom, and we poked our holes. Geoag, and what are we gonna do? And then we are putting our rocks in the sand. Okay. We put sand in the bottom, poked our holes, and then we are putting our rocks in the sand. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then here,
That was
let me
awesome.
see. I think I have another video. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully, I'm not sharing right now. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, what's crazy is it's that simple, but it's also so complex that you just it's going to blow your mind. And I don't know if you saw the post where there, I think it's February 1st, they're having like an all-day thing.
Yeah, I can't.
Um,
I asked her, I put a comment in there actually and asked her if she was going to hold any upcoming,
mhm.
because I'm interested in that actually. I think that would be fun to do.
Okay, let's see. Um,
And the
yeah.
sad thing is for me, I'm looking at it, from a point of view as a project for my granddaughter. And in all reality, I know in my heart that, this isn't a project for many people. Like this is their reality,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I'm using my 5-year-old granddaughter as, a seed, right? That I'm trying to plant so that I can teach her, to give back, right? He has all these skills that Vavo knows, and Vavo in Portuguese, I'm Portuguese, so that's, grandmother
Okay.
in English. And it's like, what, I'm going to teach her all of these skills so that she can not only, be aware of herself, but be aware of others too,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that that's really important that you do teach your children to interact with not just at home, but give back in society in some way, whatever way you want to do it. And there's plenty of ways to do it. If you got to wear a mask, who cares?
Well, and another thing that's really cool about that is when the boys are involved in growing it, they're also involved in eating it. And every day after school, this, especially this summer when we were growing a lot, every day was let's go out and check out the geoag. And so we talk about it. What are these? These are peppers. What are these? Peas. Can we eat these? Yes, you can tear them off right now and you can have a little snack. And at first they're like, what? But then you eat them and they're actually good. They don't even need salad dressing. And so what are they doing? They're going and they're learning that they can grow their own food and eat it. I mean, that's huge. And then when we put this on a larger scale in countries where they actually are starving,
That's what I mean, you know?
then
That's
you're
what I mean.
you're helping
I
the
think
world.
that that's amazing,
Hmm.
you
And
know?
that's the whole goal for Richard. I
And
mean,
it
he's
gives back their
very admirable.
power. That gives them that sense of, I can only imagine, like, you know, I know for me, it would give me that sense of power. Like, you know what? I can grow my own stuff,
Hmm.
you know, and you give
Hmm.
somebody, you know, the average person may look at it and say, oh, well, huh, so what, you can just grow that. But if you don't live that life, and if you've never seen how it is for another person to live that life, hmm, it's very empowering to that individual who can now sustain their own family. It's
Yeah.
that doesn't always come down
Oh
to,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it's
And that's what's so incredible about it is it's something that you can do and you're going to help somebody along the way. You might bring down your food bill every month because guess what? We're probably going to go into another lockdown. So what are you going to do? Okay, well, I'm stuck in the house. I might as well do a little project. And in the process of that, I don't have to buy certain foods. I mean, it's for everybody, but the reach of GeoAg is really incredible. And so whether you can do that one on February or a different one or
yeah, I'd like to do one, and I know
get
Monday I would never be able to do it, but
we'll get a little bit more information out as far as things because it's going to start picking up again. I've kind of, quite honestly, I haven't done a whole lot with GeoAg because it's wintertime and I don't we're not growing anything right now. But soon when the seeds come back into the stores, we're going to start all over and we're going to do it right this year because last year was a big experiment. And this year, we're going to do it and the boys love it and it's a project. It's something for them to do, especially during the pandemic when we were all stuck in houses. I mean,
yeah.
that's a time waster. They get to go out and they get to look at it. And we talk about it, and they get on videos and tell Tim about it. And then we were on lives, and they were explaining what each plant was and what it does and which one it is and all that. I mean, come on, that's education. That's learning, and that's hands-on. And then you have Tim's class over in Thailand creating movies. They're going to create a movie based on it and
And I think
using
that's
GeoAg.
amazing with kids,
Mm-hmm.
which is phenomenal. Like, you know, like I'm like, wow, you know, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing.
Yep.
That truly is amazing because you're empowering children at a very young age, teaching them how to be creative and how to be social and how to work as a team, and um where, you know, they're not just sitting in front of the tube playing a video game. You know, you're teaching them life important skills,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I
And
think that's
and
cool.
and what's going to be beautiful, even bigger than that, is when Web Talk gets to the point where we can just pop on and do quick video calls and stuff like that. We can set up lives. It's not that hard. We can set that up and we can do that. But it's going to be really cool when those kids can just pop on and just, hey, real quickly, we're going to talk to our friends over in, France, or we're going to talk to our friends in Australia today and ask them what they're doing. How's their GeoAg going? Oh, okay, yeah. Show, hey, look, check it out. They go and show them, oh, yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And now all of a sudden, you have a community of people that are interacting with each other, and you're developing that mindset that, once again, something that we have ingrained in our brain, that if you're not from our country, then you're not cool. Oh, well, guess what? We're going to start showing kids and people around the world that it doesn't matter what country you're from, it's who you are as a person.
Amen to
And
that.
then what's going to be even better is when we pop onto that live and the kids from Vietnam are in the same building as the kids in Australia. And how did they get there? Because their parents are making money in Web Talk based on their vision of helping their children learn English or something else. And now they get to fly to Australia and go interact with that class in Australia. And then we're all on a live showing someone else. See, these things, this is where we vision things. I don't care about 20 bucks or even $100 this month. Is it awesome? Yeah, $100 is great. I don't care where you're at. $100 is cool.
Again, so like from my perspective, the money I get from your perspective, but I'm as a, someone who is very much in giving back to the community and stuff. Um, that's the part of Web Talk that I love the most. The money part, honestly, I'm not going to say that I don't like money and I don't work for money, because I do, just like everyone else. But to me, that the money part of the Web Talk is more of a bonus. To me,
Yeah,
the fact that you
that's
guys are
exactly
connecting humanity all together, that to me is huge, because it's not being done on any other platform.
right. And that's what's so great about it is you can say that, and that is perfectly said. I don't really care. It's a bonus. But guess what? There are people in the streets. There are people in charities. There are people in churches. There are people next door to you that if you had some extra cash and you could just hand it to them and help them and buy something for them and do something with it that you're earning on top of it, and it's just the bonus for you and you don't
Oh,
care.
I do. These,
There
honey,
you go.
like you said, preaching to the choir. I mean, if I see a homeless person and you get that sense of, you know what, something just kind of pulls you to that person. I don't think twice of saying, hey, get in the car, I'm gonna go get you something to eat. You warm them up, you'd be surprised what you learn from whether they're homeless, not homeless, or not. You know, I think any act of kindness,
Any human
to do
any
it,
human is
period.
valuable.
You know, but
Any
that's
human
the
is
part of
valuable.
Web Talk, I guess, that I love the most, or I'm loving the most about Web Talk, is more of the humanity based part of it, and what you guys are, are doing with humanity across the world. I think that is absolutely amazing. I really do.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, because I think that a lot of people in Web Talk think that we do what we do just to, be cool, or we do what we do because we've got some agenda. Well, I have an agenda. I say it all the time. My agenda is very clear. I don't hide it. Do I want to travel everywhere and not pay a dime for it? Yeah. And I've got a family that I want the same thing to happen to them.
Yeah, all the free time
Do
and
I?
the knowledge, like I
Yeah.
said, like the free knowledge, like the whole IEG, like I said, prior to Web Talk, I had never heard about it, and that's why I was asking Tim. Hey Tim, tell me, and I'm glad to see you, Tim. Hi.
Yeah, Tim.
So Tim,
is
you
listening.
typically on, you said around 8-ish at night.
Yes. Yeah.
So I am working very hard. I do want to let you know about really changing my schedule around, because it's something I believe in it. I believe in it. I really want to be a part of it. I think it's amazing. I really do. I think, the fact that people are getting together and sharing their information to help another individual, you can't put a price on that. And that's something I very
Absolutely.
much want to be a part of. I mean, that's the whole reason why I do post. Yeah, I love it. So thank you, guys. I think that was good. I don't want to take up too much of your time, because I'm sure you guys have a lot of other things to, that you guys want to cover, and I don't want to take that away from anyone.
I'm going to show you one. I'm going to show you one more video. This is, like I said, this is what I want to do. This is massive for me of what I truly want to do, and make it very clear that this is what I want to do. For me of what I truly want to do.
Burning. Oh. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Oh, we are coming up on the pyramid. How you doing, buddy? Slow. And the street on the pyramid. Wow. Slow. What are you doing there, man? And the street. You think, honey? Wow.
That's cool. That's so cool. That's cool.
How
Me
many
personally,
1-year-olds can say I
I
rode
can,
on a horse and buggy and saw the pyramids?
yeah, no, I don't know too many.
See, I got a taste of that. I got a taste of that for about 5 years. I got to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted to go somewhere I went. And you know what? When I got that taste, I said, I've got to get back to that. And quite honestly, how much money a month extra you would need to be able to do that? I figured it out. It's like $3,000 extra a month, maybe four, and you can go do those things. Now, some people go, that's an astronomical amount of money. I only make $300 of salary in a month. Well, guess what? Here is your opportunity. Here is where you can take whatever you do, whatever you know, however many people you talk to, and guess what? You're going to talk to a lot of them and they're going to say no because they're not going to get it. But you're going to find someone, that one person who does get it, and it is going to take you to a place. It's just going to take you to a place that you've never been before. And that is the beauty of what this is. That's the beauty of Web Talk. It is giving everybody an opportunity to do whatever. It's not, oh, well, there's only a couple people on top that are making thousands and thousands of dollars and everyone else is just working really hard. Nope, the proof is there. And that's what we wanted to show people. The proof is there that people are making more money that we've helped than I'm making in a month. And that's exactly what we wanted to prove and wanted to show, that this isn't about, oh, if I can get a bunch of people to just,
Right.
give me. That's not what it is. And there's people in Web Talk that's all they can think about. They think about, if I can funnel enough people to give to me, I'll be successful. Well, guess what? You're going to constantly be asking people. But if you go out and help people and help them be successful, you don't even have to worry about it. That's the beauty of Web Talk. You don't have to worry about it, because if someone,
that's the beauty of gratitude in the moment, period, right? You should be wanting to pay it forward. It recycles itself. It just does.
Yep.
Anytime you pay it forward, and you truly mean well, when you do pay it forward, it always comes back. It's
Yep.
not one of those things that you're saying, oh, I just, I'm going to get it back. It just does.
Yep.
Well,
I'll let you ask some questions to Tim. I know that you wanted to, and he was gone for a second, so I'll let you ask him some questions. I have a couple texts that I need to respond to.
okay, well, thank you. I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to actually show me how to copy it. And no, but really, I mean, I thought that was great. Okay, now I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you?
Because I turned it off. My
Okay, I
bad.
was like, okay.
Whenever you need help, and this is what I tell people all the time. If you need help, someone came on and said, oh, how do I make a post? Do you know how many times I've told people how to make a post? And you know how many more people I will? It's cool. I'm down. I don't care.
Well, I think that's cool, though. That's awesome. So, Tim, my teacher, Tim, how are you?
It's so nice, Ida, to have you come and join Teacher Andy. And I want to thank you for creating the time to actually ask the questions and listen to him, and you share, what you're creating, and, just incredible to listen to, the both of you, and connect. That's the true success that this world is all about. Right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wonderful. So I did step away. I did step away for a couple minutes. I had a online class that usually I'll use this upgraded Zoom account, and I want to have this Zoom account to continue the Web Talk Live with you and Teacher Andy. So I used another platform and had a 20-minute class with him and pop back. You had some questions? You want to ask some things?
So the IEG, so he was telling me a little bit about the IEG. Now, is this something that you do every night? That's one of the things about, is that what your live Web Talk mainly is about the IEG at around 8:00 or?
Yeah, what I am is simply, I just live in a 24-hour period. That's my life.
Yeah, me too.
So when I wake up and the eyes open up, it is game on for the 24 hours. That's what I got. Because after the 24 hours, I'm ready to join my father who's building a new home. I'm ready. Okay? So with that said, when it's time, I go live. Where do I go live? Inside this Zoom upgraded IEG channel. And I just pop it in through YouTube Live over into Webtalk like you did. And I saw, you did great. And we just begin a journey to showcase what's happening in humanity. It could be GeoAg. It could be a country learning English for free with parents joining this platform and their children are learning with other teachers in live events and web talk. Whatever it might be, just showcasing. And then what happens, I want to have web talkers come in and ask their questions, actually speak them, not comment, because you can do that in any platform. You can write anything you want. Right. Or YouTube is one of those platforms that does pay its users to create content. So if I'm a YouTuber, I create content for a couple years and a video every couple days, YouTube will throw me a couple pennies out of the billions that they make. Well, I know their game. So what do? I use YouTube to go live in beta, and simply what's the purpose? I want not YouTube videos of wisdom or something that people call knowledge. Is anybody can listen to videos all day long. You've been doing to that, with TV, with radio, then YouTube. Everybody listens. It's a one-way street. Now, let's take humanity to the highest level and actually interact with them. So all I do is say, okay, you want to come? You're brave enough to come on the global stage and ask your questions? Then come on, ask your questions. And what happens, Ida, is this. I am simply a true project-based teacher. The first time, you're never going to see it. You never have seen it. You never will see it in a book. It's just what it is. True project-based is I listen to a human being one at a time first. What's your idea? What are your facts connected to your idea? Then when a human being understands that they're connected, an idea and facts, what happens from that point? It's from the heart. They have learning issues that are unlimited. Action plan, you shared on the global stage. So there's one more country, a human being connected to Innovative Education Global, that we are now going to support and help connect them to others that have the same vision. So that's the highest level. I am at the highest level in humanity. I'm not in YouTube. I'm not in other platforms where I just tweet to everybody. Yeah, this is what I do. And I just want everybody to tweet back. F that. Okay? This is not about, hey, and when I go live and I heard some of the things you were talking about, what I actually project in the world, there's no frustration. This is all about listening. And again, permission. They've shared the facts connected to now it's permission. Now it's zero judging. Now humanity, what do you got? 75 countries. Are you ready? Are you ready to pop on the shoulders of the true project based? Because that's the foundation. What's the shoulder of the true project? The highest level skill. What did I do for over an hour with you and teacher Andy?
Listen.
Oh, yeah. And I can remember every single syllable and word and sound that you made. Because in the future, there'll be a point where you'll talk about something and I'll bring up January 29th, my time, your 28th, January 2021, the year of the Webtalker. I'll bring it up. And how did you remember that, Teacher Tim? Well, it was simple. I'm here to listen to humanity. And what are we going to do with humanity? We're going to take them to the so-called promised land. And that's right now in the 24 hours. Your time is your most valuable asset. And what's happening? I don't care what anybody says. I don't even care what you say. Do you know that humanity's rising right now and understanding that fact? Well, that is a learning issue that will be projected into the world. That's the L. One human being at a time, not the masses at a time. Because if you learn from any great true leader in the past, what have they done? Think, listened. And what have they shown? To actually start speaking and start being who they were, to show, not let me write a book about what I'm doing. No, they showed. So what did those great leaders do? They did this, and they led movements to evolve humanity. And that was a minority. It's called a passionate pioneer. You're never going to be led and followed and adored by the masses as a passionate pioneer. Never. Are you really, anybody out there listening, do you really understand your so-called history of, let's say, Abraham Lincoln? Let's say someone in India who took that whole region to another level for a while. Do you understand what I'm actually no, you don't understand. So now it's the 21st century, 20 years into this new decade, and we have two things that are for the first time connected, Ida. Natural learning environments, and that's a guarantee. Natural learning environments, no four walls, and technology. The benefits and the educational parts of using technology and natural learning environments have for the first time been connected. Now, let me share with you something that made this happen. I am disconnected from your fiat currency, your little stock market, little fund, and your little jobs and salaries that you say that you need to survive. That's a fact. I am disconnected from it. Meaning what? The true educational evolution. This is a generational, 5 generations. We're in the second to third generation right now of an evolution.
I don't disagree with you.
Huh?
I do not. I mean, I am very much into the higher, level thinking and stuff. No, truly. The thing is not all of you.
I don't care about all you. Hey,
I
Ida,
do,
for
but
a
I like
second,
the fact that
stop,
you say
stop.
one at
You're
a
like,
time.
oh, the whole of humanity has to join. No, they
I
don't. We
didn't
do
say
it one
that.
at a time.
I didn't
Yes,
say
you
that.
did.
No,
In your
I said,
statement, Ida, you're
I
doing it again,
didn't
just like you
say-
did the teacher. Why can't everybody be a part of the? It's one at a time. One at a time. A minority. Okay? That's how we create an evolution. It is no other way.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No.
And when I said all of humanity, I'm just saying how the majority of the humanity thinks.
Again,
I didn't
that's
say
a fact.
not reaching. Yeah, I didn't say not reaching, because if you can reach one person at a time, I think that's huge. That's successful. Because
True
now that
success
one
today in the
person is
24
going to
hours.
pass it on to another person, and that's just going to keep multiplying. So
Exactly.
I do believe that, very much so.
Do you know, Ida? Oh, yes, you expressed it. And that's why you're here on this live. So, do you know this individual, Jeff?
No.
Okay. You will learn who he is. He's a co-founder of Webtalk, a best friend of RJ, an angel investor of RJ, who stood with a vision of Webtalk a long time ago, almost a decade now since the idea was voiced. Jeff stood. Now, Jeff created a spotlight post just 1 hour ago. Now, if I show you something of a founder of Webtalk spotlight post, he showed a video, and now it's unavailable. It's actually a very powerful video. I have been fascinated with this latest news of the GameStop stock, and Robinhood shutting down purchase trades, causing it to fail to live up to its own name. I have to say, this individual really delivers an amazing perspective of the events unfolding. It will be interesting to see how the SEC handles this. He just might be the next governor of California. 30 minutes long. Definitely worth watching. So what happens? He got 28 emojis, 5 shares, and 10 comments. Now let me show you who commented. I actually was watching the video when I wrote watching it. And then what did I do? I kind of wrote things that guy was saying, donating to small businesses, his money, his profits. So what do? Well, what does Jeff do? He actually responds. Barstool Sports has been contributing to small businesses, and it has now inspired others to contribute. So what are they doing, Barstool? They're collecting money. Money is needed to inspire this world of silliness. So contribute. What does he say? That's awesome. And what do I say? You are awesome. And what does he say back? What does this angel investor, best friend of RJ, CEO of Webtalk, co-founder say? Just trying to be like you, sir. Well, I am truly some stupid and insane madman. See, you know what, Ida? I really don't care what you actually think. Because you know what? You know what? In the year 2021, we've already created success for humanity. And humanity is driving forward. Before some little virus came in called COVID-19, we were already evolving. COVID came in for the beautiful empowerment to actually involve humanity further. Do you know how many Web Talk lives we had with many countries a year ago?
Nope,
No,
I
you
don't.
don't. You don't know how many IEG travel projects and presentations we had with Vietnamese. You don't know.
Well, like I said, prior to this, I never even had heard of IEG.
It is so against, okay, I'm going to go on your route. I'm going to go on your route. It's so against the mindset and establishments and institutions that how can humanity actually be educated for free? Because we have to profit from education. We have to make money from it. That is one of the most stupidest things. In a couple more decades, humanity's going to be laughing. No. I don't care. Remember, you're projecting something, and I'm going to project a much bigger picture, okay? Go back to the Web Talk Live. Go back to the history of me over in Facebook and the global stages of Facebook and those presentations, and you'll understand what I'm talking. You need to listen now, Ida. It's very simple. You're going to, and I'm saying humanity. You're going to sit back, and in a decade or two, you're going to laugh that we were actually paying to be educated. One of the most beautiful ideas to educate humanity in classrooms, because that was an idea. Beautiful. It's way overdue for an evolution. Now, zero money needed to be educated. How? You connect human beings, they share their vision, you connect them, they create environments where they learn together, they expand together, and they evolve together. That's what innovative education global is. 75 countries now. Have you heard of it before? I don't care if you have or haven't. It's not about that. When you have a minority of people, okay, a very small population of the world of almost 8 billion people, are you really thinking that Massachusetts is going to hear about innovative education global in America? Oh, you guys are capitalistic individuals over there, just like every other country. And when you throw something about true support like Web Talk, people, they can't envision a network of people that support each other. Never. It's not part of the world that we live in. So if you think I'm going to talk about some people at the top, I'm YouTube live right now. Have they shut down my YouTube channel? That's called zero fear, Ida. Well, what do you listen to on the news there, humanity, in your channels, in your countries? You better watch what you say, because they're going to shut you down. Yeah,
So
that's
true.
all a little game. So they
It's
go,
true.
holy, I better stay in my box. Ida, you did great. I'm not talking to you, actually.
No, I know. I'm not taking it personal either,
You no.
to be honest.
And if you do, wonderful. If you don't, wonderful. That's the duality of it. This is not about judging. Okay?
Right.
You're going to
Absolutely.
understand what judging is. It's about I listen to 75, permission based. Now it's projecting the facts out and growing with humanity. The ones who judge have no stance in anything. They just simply do something else. I hate this. I'm waiting for my check, man. I can't survive right now. And I'm in Facebook for 6 hours every day. And I don't know why Zuckerberg has $1 billion and all the land all over the world. Because no one listened to them, especially in the families. That's why it's difficult to share web talk even with a family member, because you don't know how to listen to each other. And you never were listened to in your environments, in institutions, or your family of a generation before. It was all, this is what you're going to do. This is what religion you're going to follow. This is what the done. What do? We show the world. Today, in the so-called present moment. And if you think I'm on the positive side, I don't care about the positive side either. Because out of the negative comes the positive, and that's the whole, and that's how we're going to evolve. You're just one more in Innovative Education Global that's been connected to Teacher Andy. Now you're going to get more engagement in Web Talk, Ida. Look at Rosemary Clemens. She actually tagged you and is inspired by you. Okay, so you got GeoAg as a little side note with your grandchild. Did you ask your grandchild yet? Would you like to grow with rocks,
I did
sand?
actually.
What'd she say?
She said yes.
There you go. It's permission. That's
Yes.
my
I said, I'm not
point.
going to make her do something. I mean, I won't get what I'm wanting to get out of it.
Exactly, Ida. Exactly. That's my point.
Well, I still think it's amazing. And I think that you guys are all amazing. And I think the thought of the whole IEG is just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's breaking down so many barriers. And the more that you talk about it, and the more that I listen about it, and how long you guys have been doing it, it's just like, yes, you know,
Yeah.
I just, yeah, truly.
Yeah. And
And
Ida,
thank you for
please.
letting me be a part of it. I mean, no,
I
serious.
really appreciate when you say that you're not in Web Talk for the money. That is a beautiful thing to express.
Well,
And
it's a
what's going to
bonus.
happen? Well, yeah,
Me, it is.
yeah,
And I can, like I
yes,
said, I
yes.
can only speak for myself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the beautiful things about what you expressed on a live. And what's going to happen now is because you truly are giving from your spirit, your soul, your heart, your inner being, that the so-called money is going to come to you. And how are you going to use it? You just shared some of the ways. Keeping someone who is somewhere in the world a little bit warmer. We have labels, homeless. Those people are actually the most empowering people. They're the wisest people.
Trust me, I know, I've been there. So I'm speaking from the heart. I do know.
Yeah. It's so nice, Ida, to have another American come on a Web Talk Live. That's another bonus for IEG, because again, we can express about why can't people join Web Talk and see this simple beauty to it all. That's where I express, even in Thailand as a teacher for 13 years and in charge of reforming the educational system here, self-proclaimed, zero government needed, is You think my country has an education system better than Thailand? It put me to sleep. I share my facts when I have the big meetings and they ask the questions. It put me to sleep. There was no permission. Nobody asked me anything. I was inspired by a few human beings when I lived and was educated there. So those were the driving forces. The first two pieces of my puzzle when I came in. My father was first. My mother was second. And 13, 14 years ago, my wife, the final piece. I'm finished. I have no more dreams, Ida. No more visions. It's now the sixth skill, personality, the characteristic, whatever you want to call it, social responsibility is number 6 of a good human being. 5, develop your foundation of a good human being. What would be one of them? Respect your vision. Keyword your. Be responsible for your vision. Be punctual towards your vision when you're living. Okay? What else? Be honest. Listen deeply to your vision. It will take you places. It will drive you mad. There's 4. Well, what do those 4 actually do? It develops something that a lot of people say, hard work, hard work. Oh, teacher Tim, you work so hard. You're alive every day, 24 hours. It has nothing to do with anything hard. It's called self-discipline. Self, key word, discipline, foundation, right here for me. Now we can build on it. What is it? What are we building? 75 plus countries now. Unbreakable, unstoppable. You can build empires on top of it. I guarantee you that. We already have departments of IEG. Social responsibility. Zero money needed. That's the madman. That's the insane guy.
Well, it's a good thing that you're insane because this world needs it. This
Yes,
world
Ida.
needs it. It does.
Look at how I was talking to you, Ida. A lot of people would listen and say, oh, that guy, he's disrespecting Ida. Zero disrespect.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm going to take.
Yeah, I didn't take it that way. I mean, if like we can't have an educated conversation without getting offended, then why are we going to have an educated conversation in the first place?
Yes. Yes.
You know, that's the beauty of sharing knowledge. You know, you're getting it from different points of views, and listening is important. It's
Yes.
key.
It is. That's the water to the growth of the evolution, is the listening skill. And Ida, you'll notice when you join other Web Talk Lives with Coach Nalutza and other, IEG members and outside of IEG that just go Web Talk Live, you'll notice that their listening skill is tuned in when you join. They've been shown. They've been listened to.
That's key.
Yeah.
That is very key, and that is a very missing component in education. And I know, and I can speak for the United States. I can't speak for any other country because I don't live in any other country, but it's true. Once they hit they're 6 years old in school, what do we teach our children? We teach them no longer to use their finger when they're reading, when they should, because the eyes and the brain connect. Just certain things. I mean, but we could have different conversations about the education system and how broken it is, but the fact that you have this community, IEG, and how much it's grown and how much it will continue to grow, and free individuals. And, one, like you said, free education back to humanity, and you're empowering them, and they're not having to worry about, having to get this pay for this information. And that itself is a beautiful thing. And that is our responsibility as a human being. It really is. It truly is.
Yes. And the beauty of this so-called Web Talk all-in-one platform is, as we do it, there's revenue shared, and the Web Talkers can use it to begin to support other visions around the world. by actually traveling to communities and listening to villages, listening to city people and the rural people, wherever they are. That's the beauty of this. In beta, it's already happening. Salaries have been met in Vietnam and Kurdistan for the month. So that's something that I did that you'll see, because I want to thank you for listening to all of the Web Talk Lives over the last couple of weeks. It's very beautiful to see and read all of your comments. You're not seeing many comments like nice, nice, nice. Yeah,
Well, that's the whole point of interacting. I would imagine that's kind of what you want from your viewers, not just the whole nice. I mean,
and also I don't, on the other side now of Web Talk, when Web Talkers do that, it's just a view and there's an ad connected. Web Talk makes money and it shares with that person who's in their magic newsfeed, who wrote the nice, and also to you that created the post. It's just that IEG and the members, if you look at the comments like yours and so many, they're so high level. Time stamping now, Anders, a passionate individual, creating the timestamps of these Web Talk Lives, because they'll go 10 hours, sometimes 48 hours, sometimes 5 hours. Who cares? It's just people come in.
Yeah, I was going to say time is irrelevant.
Exactly. Yeah, it really is. I thank you for even saying, oh, thank you, Teacher Annie, for taking the time, having me, and look, we're another 40 minutes in. What does it matter? The thing that matters is that I thank you for creating the time, with what you're doing. You shared privately with me and how you're working and creating and giving in your part of the world. I look forward to supporting everything you share. It's game on, Ida.
You got it.
You just have to share more of the visions on the Web Talk Lives in the future and watch how it's magnetically, electrically charged to other human.
And that's what I'm looking forward to. Like I said, if there is something that in my own skills and my own knowledge, and I'm able to help another human being during your live talk, I would love to do that.
Yes.
That's, to me, like I said, that's what it's all about. It's about taking your knowledge, recycling it, and just keep putting it to good use. It's one of the reasons why I stepped away from my job as a nurse, because I felt that compassion wasn't there anymore. I didn't feel that, that connect anymore. It just all became about the money. And it's like, and at the end of the day, I have to make a living like everyone else, but to me, it's not just about the money. It's about humanity. It's about doing the right thing.
Yes. Yes. You're in the cure right now. Ida, I'm going to step away as well because I have another class coming in about 30 minutes or so.
I want to thank you very much, and thank everyone for listening and commenting. And I do look forward to your live events. It's something I definitely want to incorporate in my life. It's something I very much believe in.
Thank you, Ida.
Thank you.
Yes. Anytime you see the Web Talk Lives and the times now a little bit to your time where you might be relaxing, just write a comment. If it's any of the Web Talk Lives, tag one of us. We'll see it, and we'll see you in the waiting room. You can come in and say, oh, guys, I want to add something. Okay.
I can be sitting in the background too and just listening, because you know what?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with listening. I'll be surprised. I'm sure there'll be a wealth of information that I'm going to learn as well. So I don't always need to do, the fact that you guys did this, I thank you. I think that was great that you allowed me to come on, but I don't really need to be on there. I'm very much comfortable with just watching, listening, and reading other people's comments and just learning. And if there's an opportunity, like I said, that I can jump in and I could help another human being because I do know a little bit about that, or, I definitely will. I know I personally would never give someone information if I don't know it 100%. If I don't know the fact behind it, I'll be just one of those listeners and just be like, okay, let me keep learning. What are they talking about? You know,
We'll learn together.
truly.
Yeah. So Ida, I'm going to stop the YouTube live and the Web Talk live here in Zoom right now. So with the functions, it just says more, and then it says stop the live stream, which will stop